Hey DGS Northfield families, welcome to our final DGS Action News of 2020. I think we can all agree that we're ready to put this calendar year behind us and head into 2021 with as much enthusiasm as we can muster. In this week's episode of the news, we want to talk a little bit about return to in school and some of the information that we're hearing, what that might look like if it indeed happens, and also want to just share a little bit about what was, for me at least, a really special day today when our sixth graders were presenting their projects for the Park Hill Golf Course redesign to Westside Investments. It was just an amazing example of everything we hope this school can become. First, let's talk a little bit about return to in-person. So what we know is that the earliest it could happen would be on Tuesday, January 19th, after Martin Luther King weekend. We expect that we would find out if this timeline is to be confirmed in the new year. Cases in Denver are on the decline, and I think that that might be one of the reasons that this third time is a little bit different for an announced return. Perhaps if cases continue down, then there will be a return to school. One of the big changes in this particular plan is that class sizes in the secondary level would be capped at 17. It's kind of an interesting distinction that in sixth grade, classes would be capped at 17. I talked to some fifth grade teachers I know, and they'll have 30 students in there. But hopefully that creates a really safe environment for our school, and we're going to make that work as best we can. The way that we're going to do that is that students will have an assigned remote day when they are learning virtually. Friday will be virtual for all students. Our school day will be what we relayed in the fall plan, which is an 8:40 to 3 p.m. school day. Again, there's no transportation, which we know is a challenge for many of our families. And so students will be coming in 3 times per week. They'll have their virtual day on Friday and then their other assigned virtual day. And that's kind of how we're going to make all the magic work. One thing to make sure you do is that are you correctly identified as being virtual or in person in our current spreadsheet that is shared with families. So please go ahead and check that. Some other changes or differences within our plan is that in our previous plan, students were only going to be able to see 3 teachers in a day. Teachers can only see 2 groups of students. In this more revised plan, students are going to be able to see 4 teachers in a day, and that's going to change things. It means that they'll have math every day, they'll have literacy every day with their teachers. It'll be A week and B week with science and social studies. Last time we had to come up with a 3-week plan, and so that's going to work much better for us. 75-minute blocks, slightly shorter than our return plan. We'll still have students in cohorts, and that's for us to be able to maintain really the safest school environment that's possible. I actually think that this will be the safest school in Denver for many reasons. We have a large space. We'll have that 17 cap that secondary schools have, that elementary schools don't have. And we'll have this cohorting model where students are in one room that most other secondary schools don't have. We have a large modern HVAC system and the space that we know we need. So I think that this will be the safest school return plan in all of Denver. A lot of that is coincidence and luck with our large school, a 6th and 7th grade student population. We kind of get the best of both worlds on the safety front. So that's something that I know is important to our staff, important to our families as well. Students are going to be able to rotate classes, so they'll go into different spaces, so it won't be just in one room, which our fall plan was. Another big change for us is that when quarantine scenarios in the fall, one of the reasons they had to shut down schools is that schools and students and teachers were consistently finding themselves in quarantine scenarios. It looks like it'll be a seating chart based quarantine scenario where only students that are in close proximity to other students that test positive would have to quarantine for those 10 to 14 days depending on the scenario. And so this will hopefully mean that there's less in and out of school to make this plan actually work. We know these are challenging times. I know that from our teachers and our community's perspective, one of the hardest parts is going to be you have a class of 28 students, 17 will be in person, 11 will be virtual. Of those virtual, some will be 100% virtual students, some will be on their assigned virtual day. That's obviously a form of education that has never existed in the public forum. And just like we feel like we're getting better and better at virtual learning, we have the growth mindset, the talented staff, a reasonably competent administration team that we can kind of get this figured out. And so what we hope to do is to achieve the best that we can within these new challenging circumstances of teaching in 2 different modalities at the same time. If anyone can do it, we can, but we know we certainly have our work cut out for us. Speaking of having the work cut out for them and just doing a tremendous job, I want to give a huge shout out to the 6th grade team, to our whole school. We voted last Friday on the best presentations for our Park Hill Golf Course redesign, and then 3 students, Lizette Montoya, Alex Reno, and Johnny Stover, presented these plans to Westside Investments. Big shout out to Westside Investments, the group that bought that piece of land on 35th in Colorado, for hearing our students out. Not ashamed to say it, but I had to turn off my camera because I was crying. I was so impressed by the students during this presentation. Their skill in being able to articulate themselves with their creativity, understanding complex ideas like gentrification, and having a plan to prevent that from occurring. It was just remarkable. I
would want my community to look like. As you can see, there's a lot of houses over here. And I also wanted a recyclable place so that people can recycle, and a place where community members can do activities.
Also create jobs for people to bring up the actual food to the cafe and the convenience store, because we don't know who would actually do that, but it would create jobs for the youth. And I'm just going to show you what my aquaponics system looks like at my house. As you can see, you don't really see a lot of fish, but the fish will feed the plants, and the plants will grow more healthier than what would normally happen, because people would usually put chemicals to kill bugs.
There's a mini golf course. I thought that a lot of people missed the big golf course, so I decided it would be a good idea to put in a mini golf course to keep the memory alive. Up here, there's to build 2 blocks of affordable houses, 3 rows of townhouses, and 3 apartment buildings. I want the houses to be colorful to represent the spirit of the diverse community. The affordable houses will start in the mid 300,000s. The townhouses will start in the high 200,000s. And for the apartments, there will be 2 buildings for rent, which will be $1,100 a month. And there will be 1 building that people can buy apartments in. The apartments will start in the mid 100,000s. I will prevent gentrification by having these more affordable homes put in, so that people that maybe can't afford more expensive homes can still live here.
The other thing that I wanted to say is what was clear in every presentation that I saw today was the passion that you guys put into it, that it was really, really personally interesting. And, I know everybody, all of us find it really interesting, but that's because that's what we do every day. And we made a choice years ago to get involved. And we want to make sure that there are a lot of ways to bring this kind of passion to fruition. And part of what we're wanting to think about too is the pipeline and how to get more young people interested in land use, in development, in affordable housing, in park design, all of those sorts of things. And then just personally, also the poise that every single one of you guys showed today was absolutely incredible. It is, I have, as I mentioned before, I've got a couple of young kids, and I don't think I actually heard the word except probably from us who are asking questions. And so the fact that you guys are so articulate and poised in your presentations shows me, one, that you practiced, and that is really, really key. And 2, that you guys, it comes natural to you. And so again, just you guys did such a great job today. Just wanted to say.
And I think that we all hope that education is the vehicle where this younger generation within our country can be better than us. I will say that if those 3 students and the other projects that we've seen are any indication, then this next generation is well on their way. Just what an incredibly empathetic, hardworking, thoughtful group we have. We're so proud of them. Great job from Mr. Chris, Mr. Matt, and Ms. Brooke for helping to design this project. Huge shout out to Westside Investments for being a great partner with us, and we look forward to continuing to partner with them in relevant learning opportunities like this. So that certainly put us in a good mood as we head towards winter break. We hope that you have some time with loved ones and family members that you can celebrate with. We're feeling very grateful right now. We'll find out more about return to school. We'll certainly share everything we can. And until then, get out of here 2020. Welcome 2021.